It's back. Let's crack on. Hello and welcome to another MrBetaByte video, and this one's a little bit different insofar as the C20 that we got up and running and working really well not that long ago has come back. And the reason for that is when Tony, hi Tony, hope all is well with you, and we'll be looking at that just now as well, put a tape in. After unpacking it, left it to acclimatise as well, and yeah, you can see what's happened. This has been wrenched out, so he's not actually had a chance to see my handiwork. So let's see if we can wind this on and just see what the damage is. So, I don't know whether you can see that assembly there is where that, let's move this round, that needs to lock into, and I don't know whether that's popped out or the plastic's broken. I'm getting more and more of these where the plastic actually breaks, usually on this leading edge and usually on the outside as well, and you have to replace the loading ring. It does look as if it's actually broken. Oh yeah, so that's going to be a whole loading ring replacement. So that's pretty much everything out of the deck to do that, and that's if I have a loading ring. So this could be a fun one. Now I have shown this before, but I will go through it again just because, well, it's a couple of years since I've done one, and maybe I'm a bit more experienced at doing these now and generally working on these machines. So yeah, let's crack on. Okay, so I was going to look at a way of maybe repairing the damage, the break, but at the moment I can't really think of a way of doing it that is going to be reliable, and I want it to be reliable. So what I'm going to do, I've got this F1 deck. The lacing ring will be the same, and so I'll strip this down, get the lacing ring out, and we'll take it from there. Also, I don't think I've ever stripped one of these down completely, so learn a bit along the way. So it's the loading or lacing motor in this case, because obviously it's a top loader. So there it is. You can see that's the plastic clip. There, I can do this without damaging it. There, that breaks off. I'm seeing this fairly often now. And I just think there's got to be a way of doing something to fix that. Because this, you can actually lift this out. I seem to remember if you get it just right, it unclips. But if you don't want it to unclip, I don't know, maybe if I put something like a bit of metal, glue a bit of metal or something on the top here that sort of curls around, that will hold it in. So I might try that. Now we're taking it apart. I've got a good loading ring, so that's fine. One thing I'm wondering as well, yeah, these are the sprung guides. So the later ones just have a bit of metal as a spring, sort of rests on the edge if this will focus. The early ones actually used a proper spring, so that's quite interesting, I suppose, the difference in design. Which is more reliable? I don't know. I mean, probably the later one is more reliable, that's why they did it, but yeah, quite interesting. So yeah, obviously I didn't have to take off everything to get the lacing ring out, but this machine is scrap, like completely and utterly. It was essentially a barn find, this machine, but lots of useful bits in there. A bit of broken plastic, yeah, it is. So yeah, this can go now, and I've got pretty much everything off. There's a roller there, it's quite useful. And I'll keep all the bits. I mean, all of that I'm sure I'll find a use for it at some point. But yeah, and I've even got the top loading system, which tends to be very reliable on these, although I've got that damper, which might be useful. So yeah, let's crack on. Okay, so let's take, well, what I've decided to do is strip this down and take the front off, take the front loading system out, and basically we'll see if we can do a repair to the actual broken bit of plastic, replace it with something else. Still haven't quite decided what yet. And see if we can fix it that way. So let's front cover off. And we've got all the screws, so there's one in the middle. Don't worry about getting that one out necessarily at this stage. And then two at the top. Then slap this off. Slap it off a little bit too much. And two screws here. And here. I worked out what those marks are for. On the head, on the fan. It's where the head chips are. So it's obviously somebody just being very careful when they clean the heads that they sort of use those as a guide. This should then just unplug. This should then slide out. There we go. I actually lifted the centre screw out with it. That almost looks like it's had a new idler at some point. That's interesting. It's a very tidy machine, I have to say. Okay, so I'm going to take the pinch roller off as well. So we've just got as much access as possible. Yeah, this has had a new pinch roller at some point. This has been serviced. Like I say, that is like new. Don't think it's a genuine Sony, but it doesn't matter really, particularly, I don't think. Right, so yeah, I can really see what's going on now, which is great. Sort of what I was hoping to be able to do. Yeah, I don't know how brave I want to be with this. So my one thought is to melt a bit of wire in to this side of it, bend it over, and then melt it or glue it onto this bit here. I think I have a slight issue with clearance, but I think I've got a little bit. It's not like it's going underneath the cover here anyway, so that's fine. But I don't know how much clearance I actually have above this level of the plastic here to actually get that on. I mean, ultimately I've got nothing to lose, because if it all goes wrong, I've got another loading ring. I'll just use that loading ring. But, you know, I'm just curious really to see if I can actually do anything. And there's a little bit of height there, so I might be able to do something quite cool. I don't know. Well, so far so good. I nearly thought I'd done something silly because it was jamming as it was lacing up here, but of course I've taken this off. This plastic assembly, basically you need that to stop, or guide, it stops the guide from coming right up as it comes out, so it can then go into that rail and come up here, so this guide here. So that nearly caught me out. I said, "Wow, what's gone wrong?" Am I gonna break something? And yeah, I would have if I kept pushing. So I'm going to unlace it now and just see if it survived being laced. I have slightly misjudged my melting, unfortunately, which is a little bit annoying. I hadn't quite missed the one part of the actual guide assembly where it attaches to the lacing ring. So I've slightly melted that, which is a bit annoying, but I think we are okay. It doesn't foul anything. It's moved fine. Yeah, so you see it does go under there. What was I saying? Of course it does. It goes all the way to there. So I think I'm going to put this back together and give it a try. It's all we can do, really. Let's crack on. So let's just get this back together. Everything seems fine, which is absolutely great. But I mean, obviously I need to really test this now and run a few tapes through it. But we should be good. There's a little locating bit of plastic there that this has to go onto. It's not uncommon for that to be missing, and I have before now just put just a leg of a component, just melted it in so it's got a key. Keep it in the right place. So pinch roller, which like I say looks brand new. And I'm sure it isn't brand new, but it's certainly been replaced because it's the later type. These would have still been using from the factory, using the older style. So that's all good. And I'm just going to clean out a bit of dust I've spotted. Okay, so it's cleaned out a few bits of dust, and I have also just given the front loading system a bit of a grease, because I didn't actually do that last time I had this machine, purely because it's so clean. But while it's out, it's certainly worth doing. Let's see if I can get the screws come out slightly. So there we go, just magnetise the screwdriver so it's a little bit more efficient. Super. Let's put this back on the belt and tension it. Remember, don't do the screw up too tight. Needs to be a little bit slack. Plug this in, which is a favourite thing to miss. Let's get it in cable management that it should sit in. Super. So I'll put the front back on next, I think. I'll do the rest of the screws up and then we'll give it a test. Okay, so let's power it on. Hopefully we should be all okay. I was a bit concerned, and I wonder if this is what's happened, to be honest. There is a bit of plastic that I could hear rattling about in there. I'm not sure where that's from, to be honest. I'm hoping it's probably from somewhere on the actual chassis where the plastic is bonded to the metal. They do commonly sort of break down. I can't see anything's broken, But I wonder if that is what's got in there and broke it in the first place. Yeah, so anyway, let's give it a go. This is the tape that Tony put in, actually, and it broke, so I've just checked it very quickly and it seems fine. So, well, here goes nothing. I don't know how good this tape is. Seems to be a bit... But, of course, I mean, this tape, I think he's pretty much just stopped it or ejected it where it sort of damaged the tape. So, yeah, let's do the tracking for what it's worth. Yes, we've got a bit of a tracking line there, but it's fine the other way. I know the tracking's good on this machine. So, yeah, it's a bit cloggy. I might just try my other tape actually. Oops. So yeah, let's give another tape a go. The same one I used last time. Okay, so here it goes. The tape we used last time. And I think it's right at the beginning. Oh, it is pretty much, so it's fine. No, not right at the beginning. So it's fine. Yeah, you see this one tracks in much better. Furthest left, middle, furthest right. That tracks perfectly. It's one of those things. I mean, I don't know how good the duplication was of this. Whether, I don't know. Who knows? I'm really happy with that. It's going to get a fair bit of testing. Just to make sure that nothing breaks, but I can't really see I'm going to have many problems there, to be honest. As long as that peg is on the ring, as long as this is kept in this part of the assembly, and that wire should do it, I can't see any problem. So yeah, and of course all the pressure when it's laced, the tape is going round the guide this way, so it's actually pushing back. It actually pushes back against this, so it's not like it's going to be strained at all, really. It's just literally just keeping it located in that assembly. So yeah, so went to strip that machine and it didn't need to in the end, which is no bad thing. I'd rather not strip it all down if I didn't have to, but we'll see how we go. I'm pretty confident that should be good, and I suppose it is the thing as well, is that, you know, if you're replacing like for like and this breaks, you know, this is brittle and it breaks again, well, I don't know, maybe my repair will do better, but we'll see. But really pleased that I was able to get this going relatively easily in the end. I was sort of dreading a sort of two-hour job, stripping it all apart, changing this, putting this one in. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this. I think it's a fairly short video, so apologies for that if you like the longer ones. Yeah, we do actually have, before I send this back to Tony, I do actually have another device from him to fix. So this will be coming up in a future video very soon. So with that, thank you very much for watching. It'd be great if you'd like, and if you haven't already, subscribe as well. And hopefully I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.